now, and here we go. Visionaries unlimited, literally unleashed from any kind of limitation and ready to go after what our vision is. And it's so beautiful to be here today with Maria and sharing a little bit about our journey of how we are transmuting our emotions, in particular, one emotion today, anger. And the question is very clear. Is your vision coming from anger? Anger is very present for me because I just go through a coaching process. I've been coached through anger, and some informations came through, and it makes real sense to think about how powerful it is that we at first got angry about something that we could not stand anymore, and then we started eventually doing something about it, stopping the blaming and the pointing the finger and saying it's not on me, it's on them, it's not me, it's the government, it's the haters, it's whoever else, you name it. That would create anger because they would do it wrong. And so instead of let the anger ride us, we started riding the anger, almost like riding the tiger, taming the dragon, things like that, metaphorically and mythologically thinking. So this is what we're bringing into the space today. And yeah, I'm so happy that we get into this because there are so many of us, so many visionaries, so many of the marvelous souls on a human journey that are going after it. And they are driven by anger, like activism, right? Maria, it goes a little back to that for me, like the activism and really making a change and screaming and like, let's change things, and it can get into violence.
Yeah.
Visionaries, we do not want violence. We want change, but not violence. So yeah, Maria, what do you have about this?
So I have a lot of respect for this emotion. It has taught me so much about myself and about life. And it can definitely be seen as a motor because it's a very strong energy. And you can feel how different it is from sadness. Sadness as bringing you into a low energy state, anger bringing you like raising up your energy and bringing you into an active state. So if we look deep into this emotion, we can see how positive it is in that sense that it brings us up. It may wake us up from a very passive and submissive state even. Anger will rise up. We will have the energy to take action. And once we are aware of that, and what is the best action that we can take? For that, we need to be in a non-angry state. So we go back to being in a peaceful state, get very conscious about what we want to do, and we take action again. The anger is showing us in a way, or that's how I interpret it. Somewhere I feel that I am limited or repressed. That's a way that I experience it. And something inside me wants to break loose. It's angry and it needs to break barriers. Those barriers may just be internal or they may be external. With the external barriers that I'm experiencing in society, which may come from the laws, the current laws, or anything of that sort, I can still deal with those external barriers in a non-angry state and take action. But the anger is a good sign that's telling me, okay, we don't like this, I don't like this, let me do something about it. But if we're not very conscious about our anger, what it can very unfortunately turn to is into violence, into blaming, into constant complaining, into being more angry and doing nothing about it. So the energy is building up inside, is going nowhere. It's not transmuting into something beautiful, which we always have that capacity to do. And it's going to get us into a more painful state and affect everyone around us with our anger. So there's activists, like you said, which I am very grateful for, because they're standing up, they're raising their voice, they're saying, we don't like this, we don't like how we're being treated, we don't like how things are going this way. No one asked for our opinion, and we're raising our voice, and we may be breaking things, not ideally. But I also believe that at times we need to get into such a chaotic state in humanity, because other humans who are in power socially are not paying attention at all. So some humans find that they don't have any other option but to get into a chaotic, start chaotic situations, to break barriers that way. Ideally, what we're trying to do here in Visionaries is, in our community, the one that we're building, is to do it with love. And because both Arten and I have gone through angry states, and we have passed through these states, and we're now in a more loving state, and we know how powerful and transformative love is, and it doesn't require any violence. Um, Even though we still experience anger inside from time to time. And
Yeah,
now I pass it on to you again, dear.
I mean, absolutely, we do experience anger. And look, the the question for today's sharing is very clear. Is your vision coming from anger? So in a way, of course, we're compartmentalizing this into the vision aspect. It's not that if you are not feeling anger anymore in your relationships, that means that you do not feel anger in any other realm and field of your life or area of your living. Absolutely, we have different areas of life. And today, focusing on the vision itself doesn't mean that whenever you transcend that need of being angry at institutions and you bring it down into peace and you're in love with the fact that institutions are giving you sort of an alarm, like, no, no, bring this in. Um, it's like the anger, this is the note, this is what annoys you, with all the different nuances, all the different colors of everything that is happening in the world and the specific thing you're angry about. When that is touched, it sounds, it's an alarm, it's an alarm, and it is your choice on how to interpret that sound.
And
So
respond.
this is why I like to keep this close to me, because I know that if I let it loose and kind of go whatever it wants, it sounds like crazy even when I need silence, and it sounds like crazy even when I need to stay in peace, and if it keeps on sounding, I would take it and throw it at the first person that comes to me. And it's like, fuck off. Instead, if I'm able to understand how this works, it's like having some beautiful, and I think I'll add them, some beautiful leash, some beautiful pieces that you pull one, then you pull another one, and you can imagine if you pull different strings and all are well pulled, so you're very aware of the different triggers and all the different aspects. This stays still, and if it sounds, you know, you're aware of all the triggers, of all the aspects that you need to work on. So I am bringing it a little bit to inner work and personal development here, and the space that we're creating in Visionaries, in the community, this home for people who want to make a difference from a state of inner peace, really is that place where to transmute them. And what I like to say is that whoever comes in, they might come with anger, but they will step out with clarity, with a new ally that is the issue they see. They see that issue, That issue creates some arousal. That arousal is recognized and used to change the world. This is a little bit the process that I envision, that I see all the resources, all the things that are happening within the community, all the allies that you find within Visionaries are meant to bring you the resources and the safety and the friendship and the love and the reminder that everything is fine. You've got this, we've got this all together. And as Maria said, there's this energy when the arousal happening, there's this energy happening, and emotion, anger being one of them, is energy in motion. So you need to let it out. You need to release it versus recycling. And what happens when we blame? We're kind of keeping it for ourselves, keeping that energy, which is emotion, which wants to move throughout the body. And we are delegating the responsibility to release it. But what happens if the government, if the lawyers, if whoever is doing something wrong from your own human perspective is not coming at your door and saying, hey, you know what? It's all good. One day I'm gonna stop. Or, yeah, I'm gonna adjust laws. Just give me the time to do what I'm doing up there in politics. They won't knock at your door. You need to take responsibility for it. And this is all about it. So to the question, for giving it back to Maria for another intervention, to the question that we asked you, is your vision coming from anger? Most likely and most often the answer is yes. You might need to look for what got you upset about society. Maybe they were trafficking animals and you were like, you're so sad, and that sadness for seeing animals being mistreated and slaughtered got you angry. Or maybe the taxations, like, so stupid that the government is giving double taxation to restaurant owners so that they need to pay double. They need to pay the actual salary twice to their employees because they have an ethnic minority. I'm speaking about it very specifically because that happened in Bolivia. So my wife's family, and they had to flee Bolivia. So they're angry about it because they were taxed double. But they needed to take responsibility in a way instead of, so you see, like, anything can happen from the outside. Are you taking that responsibility to work on that anger? Understand that anger is fine. Anger is so fine. Without this alarm, you'd be crushed by whatever happens outside. But this alarm gives you the possibility to, the alarm, hear it and work on it. Stop, get the right people around you, get in the right community where things are happening, get into an action state mode. How can I channel this energy in a way that is effective for society, the planet, and your personal vision, your personal fulfillment, the fulfillment of your soul that desires to make a certain kind of impact. This is a little bit what we're creating, and how I do see this whole thing of emotion, this anger work for Visionaries. And yeah, I'm very glad that we are holding space for that, Maria. What would you like to share, like a last punch to this angry, rightfully angry Visionaries that we're calling together?
Yes, I love that you brought this topic today, Arten. The anger, when you were speaking, it also came to me how connected it is to power. When you feel powerless, and because you are a very powerful being in nature and in essence, when you feel powerless, it's very, very natural that anger comes in. And this energy will bring you again into an active mode. Why are you feeling powerless? That's one question that you need to ask yourself. And immediately, what can I do about it? What am I not doing that I'm actually desiring to do? And here, most people don't even ask exactly what they desire to do, or if they do, the next thing is that I can't do that because society is like this, like that, I can't. Because we have been raised up in a way that we have not been empowered to experience ourselves as the powerful beings that we are. So there's a huge contradiction there. And my dear friend, fortunately or unfortunately, it is your responsibility to dissolve the mess that you are carrying around inside. You are a powerful being. You need to experience the power that you have. And you will start experiencing this power when you take action, when you are very clear on your ideas and you have very specific ideas, similar to others, but you have very specific ideas, something that is very important to you. Two things in this life, three that are very important to you. Start taking action on them. And you will see, as you will see how your life and other people's lives get transformed by your actions, you will start feeling powerful. And you will see just by doing this, you can do also many other things. Just by doing that, how the anger is going to start to turn down gradually. But an anger, remember, is a very clear sign of powerlessness. And you not moving energy inside you and not putting order within you, releasing it in a way, doing something about it, being conscious about who you are, who slash how you are, and what you are meant to do.
Can I add just a little bit, like one added piece,
Oh,
that it is a clear sign of powerlessness, and also can be, together with it, a clear sign of ignoring your power. So it might be that you feel powerless, but it also be that you're actually very aware of the cascade waterfall power you are, and you're ignoring it.
yeah,
Ah,
there's the conflict of a part of you knows how powerful you are, and you are experiencing powerlessness. So there's huge conflict inside.
that makes me angry.
It hurts.
Like,
It hurts. It
about
actually
that makes me
hurts.
rage.
Hurts. Yeah, it hurts.
It brings the cursing out of my mouth. Like, why am I not doing? And it's anger, and it's like, hey, as Maria asked, what can I do? What? Okay. I'm feeling angry. Like, what? What can I do that moves me forward into the vision, so that I actually positively release that anger?
Yeah, and also it kind of comes as a why is no one seeing me or hearing me or knowing that I'm here and I have this message or this thing to do is also from that place that this comes. Like why am I ignored in this world when a part of me knows very well that I'm here for a reason. Nothing is here out of nowhere. Everyone is here for a reason. So you are meant to do something about it, and the anger is telling you it is the perfect time to start doing something about it and to be very conscious of what is here inside the fire, the flame.
Yes. Yes. Okay, dear visionaries, one very simple message. With all the gratitude and love that we have while doing this, this was the short version of Visionaries Unlimited, this unscripted and unleashed, sharing our message with you, for the world. Few announcements. We have the Tuesdays Visionary Mastermind that is happening every Tuesday at 6 p.m. UTC +2 Central European summertime. Um, and we have a challenge coming at the end of the month. You'll hear us speaking more and more about it. And yeah, we'll replicate that. It's all about taking the next bold step into the vision at whatever level you find yourself at. Like, you're accomplished and you're nailing it, nailing it, or you're in the making, you still have to figure it out or open the company or whatsoever, there's always a next bold step. So I start asking this question for you right now. What would that be? If you join the challenge, we'll play with it together. Remember, do your work. If it comes from anger, well, that's very well powered. There's a lot of energy in anger that you can use. And come to the masterminds. Subscribe, comment, what did you like? Share, of course, if you feel there's some angry boy, angry girl out there that you know that might benefit this message. From my side is all. Remember, always be visionary and go out there. The world needs you.
Mm, last thing that I wanted to say, be aware of your anger and transmute it into beautiful action.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It shall be.
Thank you.
Be visionary.